Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok 2022. We now have a really wonderful little treat because we have Cal here who's going to be running Phantasy Star for us. And if you were here just beforehand, we have Dr. Kelly Dunlap is also here again
Yes, I'm still here. You can't get rid of me.
Yes, to be our here on the couch.
Yeah, so just for full transparency, Cal and I are an item, and we have been in courting for almost 14 years. So, but this is the what?
Well, marriage, but
yeah,
together before that.
A little bit more than that. That's okay. I want to say,
don't cheat us out of some years.
It just feels like forever.
Okay.
I was very happy to hear your story as someone else who has a partner that I met through video games.
Yes, I shared the Halo story.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so Phantasy Star, as I found out earlier in our last chat, is not Final Fantasy. This is a different thing. And I don't know if you heard my hot take, but I said I don't like RPGs because they're boring. But I am so excited for your speedrun, sweetie, and I am enthusiastically supporting you.
All right, good to know. Yeah, so are we ready to get started?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, just be sure to give us a nice count for our restreamer.
All right, we'll get started in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so there's a lot of text, and there's a guy and a girl, and now it's green. What just happened?
So Phantasy Star was not quite Sega's answer to Dragon Quest, actually, being the big RPG in Japan at the time. But this came out for the Sega Master System in 1988. This came out about the same time as the original Final Fantasy. You can see some of the graphical differences. I think this game actually looks much better than the original Final Fantasy and is a bit more fun to play. But the basic story is this is a mixture of, normal RPG, sci-fi tropes, and Star Wars. It takes place in the Agol star system. There are 3 planets orbiting around the sun. Right now, I am on the green planet of Palma. There's also the desert world of Motavia and the ice world of Azores. And Phantasy Star was a series of 4 games that came out for the Sega Master System and the Sega Genesis between the late 80s and the early 90s. Let's see if I can do this. This is going to be a close one. All right.
Good job. You killed a minion.
Yep. So the first thing I got to do is get 75 Meseta, which is the gold in this game, your currency, to buy an iron sword. So I can do just a tiny bit of grinding at the beginning of this to get enough Meseta for to be able to leave this rock and get to the next planet.
So what made you want to speedrun Phantasy Star?
This is a game I played a lot when I was a kid. I played all the Phantasy Star games. The first RPG I ever played was Phantasy Star 3 for the Genesis. And I saw this run. I saw Lady Starbird do it at, I think it was at RPG Limit Break or something. I saw a video for running this game on the Switch. Oh, that looks really fun. That looks like an easy enough speed run to learn. And I pretty much just wanted to prove to myself that I could learn a speed run game. And what's nice about this game is its coding is very simple, that there are very few, if any, glitches in this game. So it's not the kind of speed run where you have to do like a meticulous button combination to be able to glitch the game to do a credits warp or something. It's just the kind of game where you just have to do the menus and kill the enemies super fast and memorize a couple dungeon layouts, and you're good. All right, so I'm just grinding until I get 368 Meseta, and then I can buy everything I need. Like any good teenager, my main character here is Alice Landell, the protagonist of this game. Her brother was just killed by the evil King Lassic.
Oh, so that's what was happening.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was the opening scene. Her brother was getting killed by the evil king, and she vowed revenge. And in about an hour's time, she's going to have the tyrant's head on a pike.
Excellent. Those are my favorite kind of stories
Yep.
where she takes vengeance and kills all the men.
Yep, well, regicide. So this is a story about regicide.
So I guess the follow-up to my question is, why did you have time to learn how to speedrun, dear?
No, I had about a month before my next job started, and so this is what I chose to do, is learn how to do this game. Most of the how to speedrun this game, most of the documentation had already been done between Starbird and another runner named Joe Cool. I did anything illegal? No. No illnesses. Passport 100. Yeah, how about that? You can get a passport in about 10 seconds.
If you can hear Baby Shark in the background, I'm sorry. Our toddler's not happy about this.
All right, so I am going to Motivia next. I'm trying to gather all the members of my party who are going to join me on my regicide quest.
So some fun facts about Phantasy Star that you might, but as someone who appreciates the art form and is a games academic, although not an RPG fan, I do know that this game won an award for graphics because they were so revolutionary at the time, and that this game had a huge influence on future RPGs, transitioning them from being JRPGs to being more accepted in the US. This is when you tell me I'm smart.
Yep, that's
you.
good research.
Excellent, thank you.
So the first person we got in our party was a cat, Mayu. So yeah, Alice's first companion's a kitty cat, and a second guy is this dumb lunk, Odin. So Nero, our brother, as he was dying, said, go join up with Odin. Odin will also join your quest to defeat Lassic. So now we've got 3 people in our party, and we've only got 1 more to go.
Well, technically, we've got 2 people in your party and a cat.
And a cat. Yeah. One funny thing about the game, when you use an item, it says Alice used this. Like, you get a car later on, and it'll say, like, Alice used the Land Rover, or Alice used the compass, or whatnot. But if Alice dies, like if in battle Alice is dead, then you try to use the item outside of battle, it'll default to the next character in your party. And the next character in the party who gets to do things is Noah, who's our 4th party member we'll get soon. But if Alice and Noah are both dead, it defaults to Mayu. So the cat actually outranks Odin in this game.
I mean, don't cats outrank all of us? Anyway?
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
Yes. Very, very quickly, I'm just letting y'all and chat know that we're actually, normally we do our host swaps when the run starts, but this time we had a little bit of a special situation. So I am going to be leaving the mic, leaving the booth. I will see y'all tomorrow, chat, for Final Fantasy Legend 2 and other games. And I get to turn it over to the absolutely wonderful Keishora.
Meow. Meow. I am Kat. Hello, everyone. It is me, Keishara. I'm filling in the host spot here. Thank you so much, Scala, for the introduction. And I actually, I've got a donation if you'd like to hear it.
Oh, yes, please.
So we got $10 from Izzy Zig and says, to the Valkyries and friends supporting a great cause. Thank you. Less than 3. And thank you, everyone, for donating to Take This. I am so happy with how much we have raised so far for Take This. So keep it up. We have some wonderful donation incentives still to come that we'll get to talk about a little bit later. But I will pass it back over to Kalbelgarion to continue the commentary.
You can call him Cal. We're all friendly here.
Cal!
So, bad thing, I forgot to pick up one key item in town.
Oh
So
no!
it's gonna be about a 45-second delay to run back in this dungeon and pick up what I need.
45 seconds.
45
is
seconds.
it's
I know.
It's
The
like
game
an
can be-
hour.
Yeah, when you beat this game in an hour, like that's. If this were not a marathon setting, I would reset and start again.
So, and just for what's the record you have on this? dude?
An hour 5 and change.
And that is that like a good time?
It's the world record.
Ah, there we go. There we go. A little humble brag.
I imagine
It's the best time.
Yes. So remind me when I get back to town. I gotta buy an extra flash.
I don't think you want me to be the one to remind
Yeah,
you.
remind me that.
You need the thing when you go back to the place.
Yep.
Yes.
So in this game, when you go in these cool 3D dungeons, it's dark inside because these are all caves. Someone went through and walled up the caves. I don't know why. but they're all dark on the inside.
Job creation.
Yeah, it was Lassik's. It was his job creation
Infrastructure.
program. Yeah, his infrastructure. So you need flashlights to be able to, or torches or whatever they are, to be able to go in here.
Oh, is it to do with the shortcake?
Yep.
Oh, right. The bakery in the basement.
So there's a bakery in the middle of this dungeon. You need to buy a shortcake because the governor of the desert world of Motavia also does not like Lassik. And so you need his assistance, but he will only see people who bring him a bribe. Bring him a sweet.
Same.
Yeah. So you don't have to give him like 100 Nasita, you just got to give him a shortcake.
So what I like about the dungeon... Oh, I'll hold off onto that till you're back in a dungeon. Okay, are you back in the place you need to be to get the thing?
I got to buy an extra flash now.
Okay, excellent. I was helpful.
You were helpful. All right, so now over to Motavia, see the governor, give him a shortcake, and then we'll get our fourth party member.
That dude looks oddly like a stormtrooper.
I know, this is heavily influenced by Star Wars.
And if I remember right from my games academic training, one of the reasons this game was so exceptional was up until this point, these kinds of games had all been just heavily fantasy, like very Tolkien-esque, very Dungeons and Dragons inspired, whereas this incorporated a sci-fi element, and that made it really stand out.
Yeah, there's not really any elves in this game.
Ah, look at that. There's a dude in a bathrobe.
That's the governor.
Ah, what is that?
It's good to be in charge. This was a bad dream.
Oh, you're fighting a bad dream? Let's talk about mental health representation in this game. You didn't tell me there was mental health representation in this game.
Yeah, you get a bad dream, you have to fight it.
So you see the governor and you have a nightmare about it?
Yep. It's foreshadowing.
That would be our 6-year-old.
That foreshadows the, oh man, these guys would be fantastic to fight later on in the game. That's when these guys would give me like 1,000 to see. That would be fantastic, but I can't fight them now.
Are they too strong?
They're too strong.
Ah, okay. So, do we get Noah yet?
Noah's in this dungeon.
Okay.
He's in here training. Or she. Actually, in this game, I don't know if it's translation error or if just Noah's own personal preferences, but some places in the game, Noah's referred to as a he, but when the governor gives you a letter, he says he's giving us a letter to give to her. So, open to the player's interpretation, I suppose.
Noah is whatever Noah wants.
Whatever Noah says it is.
Yep. Okay, that definitely is a Jawa.
Yeah, the little Jawa guys, the native Motavians. So you can go through and just ruthlessly cut them down, if that is some kind of social commentary, or you can just talk to them, and then they don't fight you.
Mm. So what I was going to say about the dungeons is that when I first saw this 3D layout, my first thought was Doom. But Doom didn't come out until at least 5 or 6 years after this game did. Those 3D scrolling walls is... So just another way that Phantasy Star has had an impact on the game development and design space.
My first thought is always the Windows screensaver.
Oh, that's right! Yeah, I see that. And now I'm thinking about the one that goes boop and like hits the walls and you just wait for it to hit the corner. Absolutely. Okay, so you don't actually have this memorized, right? You're actually...
The dungeon?
Yes.
Oh, no, I got the dungeon memorized. This is one of the
It
easier.
all looks the same.
Yes. Although it's funny, because sometimes when I walk around in here, if I make a wrong turn, I'm like, this doesn't look familiar. Although it all is identical. All of the walls are identical. But you get that sense of, where the corners are supposed to be and where you're supposed to walk and all of that.
Yes, I did, Liz. Thank you. Sorry,
Alright.
I'm checking chat too, in case there are any questions that I can toss your way as you avoid tarantulas.
I haven't gotten a lot of good fights in here, so I'm a little low on money. So I'm going to have to do a little money grind before I go to the next part. The next part of the game is a little mini quest where you get your own spaceship. Because what 16-year-old doesn't want her own spaceship? That's the next thing Alice does.
So, Lady Starbird asked, I wonder if we will see the Laconia sword route today. I don't know what. I mean, I know what the words mean, but I don't know what those words mean in that order.
No, I'm not gonna get the Laconian Sword today. I don't know that dungeon well enough. Although I know it's just at the very end of it, it's just this long hallway, but I don't know that dungeon well enough. So Alice is gonna get stuck with a lightsaber.
There's a very important question in chat asking if the spaceship is red, because red spaceships go faster.
No, although it is unfortunately not red. It's kind of silver and blue.
Wow, it's a slow spaceship. I see.
Okay, and so we're doing the wheel walks because we're trying to grind. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I am a video game player. You can tell by my pointed question.
Yes, like in most of these old school RPGs, battles are random encounters, and every time you step on a tile, there's a random number generator, and based on the number of steps you've taken, it determines whether or not you get into battle, and that counts up every single time you step in a new tile. So the faster you can go from tile to tile, the faster you can get into battles.
So why does this thing have like 8 different HP?
In this game, you can't have more than one kind of an enemy on the screen, just by the way it was programmed.
Okay.
And so when you get that and you see like 6 or 8, like this one's got 3 HP markers on it, that means there's 3 man-eaters.
But they
there.
just, because of space issues, couldn't actually visualize 3.
Yes. Yep. So I've got enough money now to move on to the next part of the game, where we're gonna try to get our spaceship. 4 flashes, 3, 4, 2 transfers.
What is a transfer?
Transfer warps you back to town.
Ah.
So if you're
okay.
out in the middle of nowhere, it brings you back to where you need to go, back to the town.
Okay, there's a lot of menus.
Yep, I just jumped in here and used the flash.
Oh, okay.
And this is the town where I'm gonna get my spaceship built.
There's a space church?
There's a space church. Yep, visiting the space pope. If a character dies, you bring him back to the church, and then if you use a transfer, you have your road pass. Yes, definitely want to hit yes. If you hit no, it's pretty much a game over at this point, because you have to fight that robot, and I cannot beat that robot at this point. All right, behind this door is the doctor, who's going to build us a spaceship.
What's his...
Dr. Levino is going to build us a spaceship, if I bug him long enough.
So this teaches persistence.
Yes, you have to ask him 3 times. 3 times he will deny you building of his spaceship. And so you have to ask him 3 times, and then he'll do it for you.
Is that why there's a church and a space boat?
That's why there's a church and a space boat.
Okay.
All right, safety save here, because this is one of the most dangerous parts of the game. Pretty much, if you can get past this section here, this upcoming section, and get your spaceship, you're pretty much in the clear until you hit the final bosses.
And no, I don't think he's a medical doctor. I mean, he's building a spaceship, so I'm kind of hoping he's not a medical doctor. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to go very far.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question from chat. Liz would like to know, how much practicing does it take to become a world record holding speedrunner?
This game, I did it in a month. So it was like every evening for a month playing, learning the route. The first time I played it, I did it in like 2 hours, just using the walkthrough and looking at the previous world record and doing what he did. And then after that, my times got lower and lower, like an hour 20, hour 15, hour 10. So yeah, just over the course of a month. This is probably one of the easier games to pick up, learn the route, and do it. Of course, I do recommend doing the Switch version, which is the one I've got now. That I'm playing on this, because it's got a fast forward button that I hold down the fast forward button like 99% of the way through the run. Like I've always got it held down, and that's why my characters walk so fast and I can do the menu so fast. I've also got a turbo controller that lets me mash A to get through the text boxes super quick.
So where was I when you were doing this?
Mostly sleeping.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yep. All right, so I need to go find a robot that will fly my spaceship. And that's the next step here. My robot is right up here.
This is coming up in chat, but definitely shout outs to the Phantasy Star community for allowing turbo controllers because accessibility is good.
Yes. Okay, what do you... Oh, it's a robot.
Yep, this is my robot that's gonna fly my spaceship for me. Because as awesome as Alice is, she doesn't know how to fly a spaceship.
Well, she's only 16. She probably doesn't even have her license yet.
Yeah. Although she can drive an ice digger and a Land Rover and like a giant armored car.
I mean, I drove a pickup truck with a manure spreader behind it when I was like 15.
All right, I need 1,200 Mesita, and I've got 3 to spare.
Really? You just gonna walk right on by that?
Sorry, I was paying attention to the game.
Oh,
Get my spaceship. Could be on our way.
Marriage. Okay, so we have a spaceship.
Yep, we're going back to Motavia.
Is it a good idea for it to launch in the middle of a forest?
Apparently. No one's going to complain. I mean, honestly, anything Alice does in the course of this game is not as bad as anything the evil King Lassic is doing, so it's for the greater good. Yeah, talk to this guy, learn about the flute. What?
There's a flute?
Yes,
Is
flute
it
is
a
it's a
magic
magic flute.
Is it named Mozart?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, that seems like a missed opportunity. Or maybe it's just a cult. No, not even that. Just, hey, Cactus, did you know that saguaro only grow in Arizona? It's a tiny little bit of New Mexico and Mexico. So apparently, these are space cacti. Did you just get stabbed with something?
I did. Some of the chests have, they've got traps in them, and they're randomly generated as well, so you don't know which chests have traps. Some of the chests always have traps, and some of them, like that one, just sometimes do.
I feel my anxiety just elevating knowing that.
Is there a chance that you can lose a run from like the damage that you take from the chests? Or
No, they only do like a small percentage of. There's one trap that does that shoots an arrow and it just hurts one character. There's another one that explodes that damages all the characters, but it's only some percentage of their HP that it damages, so it's not anything catastrophic.
That's always good to hear.
That was kind of the game developers.
Yeah, at this point in the run, like, I don't think I'm going to be dying to anything or getting a game over until the final bosses, which will be the next hardest part.
So, Lady Starbird said, the trap chests take 25% of current HP.
So if you're down to 4 HP, it won't heal you. It'll just drop you down to 3 HP.
I'm glad we have Lady Starbird here to provide the expertise.
We have real experts.
Yes. That's okay. You're the talent, as we say.
Yes. All right. So I'm here to buy. I think it's 8 transfers. Yep.
Well, we're buying some things. We got $20 from Captain Canadia, saying Team Chaz, let's go. And this is in reference to the not Final Fantasy. I almost said Final Fantasy Star. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's fretting.
Fantasy Star 4. You can choose the party. There is Team C, which is Chaz, Rika, Rune, Ren, and Grizz. And Team S, which is Demi, Rika, Alice, Kira, and Seth. So if you have strong feelings about getting Team Chaz up there, it is currently at $25 out of, $25 with Team S with Demi, Rika, Alice, Kira, and Seth in the lead with $50. So definitely get your donations in before we have to close that out.
I mean, you could call PS4 the final Phantasy Star. At least it was the last one of that, those 4 games that were out for the old Sega systems. All right, so this is where Odin really starts pulling his weight, because I bought him a laser gun.
Laser gun.
A laser gun.
Wait, so hold on. What? Alice has a sword.
Right now, Alice has an iron sword.
And he has a laser gun.
And Odin has a laser gun.
Okay. Just making sure that I'm tracking that.
And Alice is the main protagonist.
Yes.
But Odin's got a laser gun.
But Odin's got a laser gun. And
Okay,
honestly, that's the only thing he is good for, is shooting his laser gun. And that's what he's going to be doing for the rest of this game. So next, I've got to do about 5 minutes of grinding. And I'm going to be hunting exclusively fishmen. These monsters right here. This is a spot, and there's a few spots in the world. This is one of the spots where you'll encounter only fishmen. and they come in groups most of the time, and they're worth a good amount of money. And thanks to Odin's laser gun, his gun does 20 points of damage to all the enemies. You can see it right there, deducting 20 from everybody's HP. So that makes it very effective. So I'm going to be doing this to level up my characters, and once they're leveled up here, pretty much my party will be in very good shape for the rest of the game.
So how do you know you have slayed enough fishmen?
I'm going until Mayu has 90, until he levels up enough to get 90 maximum HP, because at that point he learns a very important spell called Wall, which I'm going to need in the next boss.
So his magic isn't about knocking things off of things?
No, it's No, it's just preventing damage to the party. He's a very loyal cat.
Mm.
You could think
So
of it
you
as
could-
like knocking the enemy attacks off the table.
You know, look it away.
Yeah.
So if you were to cosplay, since this is one of your favorite games, if you were to cosplay it like PAX East, who would you go as?
Well, I definitely have my cat dress up as Mayu. That's what I would do. Is give him very long ears, a very fluffy tail, and a little bottle around the neck. Because actually, it's a funny thing in the game. So before the game starts, the plot is that Mayu and Odin were adventuring together, and they've known each other for a while. But Odin picked a fight with Medusa and got turned to stone. And they were prepared, and they brought along in their fight against Medusa, they brought along medicine that turns stone back into flesh, which is what Mayu has around his neck. But they didn't think ahead, and once Odin got turned into stone, Mayu can't get the cap off the bottle because he's a cat.
Oh, so sad.
Yep. And so that's why when you first find Odin, he's turned to stone, and when you first meet Mayu, he says, "My friend Odin's been turned to stone, and I have the medicine right here, but I can't get the bottle open."
Oh,
That's like really tragic.
that is so
Gift of the
sad.
Magi here.
I was thinking Han Solo and Carbonite, but okay, yeah, same thing. All right, so Mayu is at 7. Now, is it Mayu or Meow? Like, could you call it Meow?
I think it's probably pronounced however people in Japan pronounce a cat's vocalization. Yeah. Like, we say meow. I don't know what they say in Japan, but that's probably how you pronounce the cat's name. It seems to be Mayu is how I would say it, but meow is a legitimate alternative pronunciation.
Well, I don't know what the Japanese word for a cat sound, but I do know the Russian word for a pig sound.
What's
Oh,
that?
I'm curious.
Haru. Haru.
I love it.
HRU, basically.
Haru.
Yeah. So now, I feel like the educator itch that I have has been scratched. I have broadened the knowledge of the space. Yes, Haru. Yeah.
All right, looks like Mayu just needs one more level.
See, now if this was made today, I think Mayu would be called Nyan,
Yeah.
which I totally stole from the Alter Maven. who was
Flying cat.
Yeah.
Well,
Flying?
yeah, keep that in mind for the end of the game if you want a flying cat.
I don't. I can't. There are a few things I think would be more terrifying than a flying cat. But that might just because I know the cats that we've had, and I wouldn't want either of them to be flying.
I was thinking just the same thing.
I know, right? Grant.
I see
So-
a comment in chat saying, "Did I hear MQ?" And yes, you did. Why Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is coming up after Phantasy Star 4, which is after this run, and you can also donate to name Benjamin in that. So we have currently Genja23 at $11, Magus at 70, Alf at 25, Nikos from video games at 36, and Poor the Jets at $0. So if you have an inkling, just maybe to get Nikos or Alf in the lead. I mean, if you like any of these specific names more than another, you should definitely get your donations in for that.
Okay.
So next part of the game, I've got a mini boss that I'm gonna go
Wait,
do.
hold on. You said the thing was gonna happen when Mayu hit 90.
Yes.
What was the thing?
I get to move on with the game and stop killing fishmen.
Oh, it's not like something magically happens at 90. You
No.
actually have to go some. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mayu learned a spell. That's important. And now I have enough money and all of that to get through the next part of the game.
Okay. I'm just asking for the people at home. Just I've obviously known this game back and forth. I'm just asking for those who might not know.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally.
I just pulled a hovercraft out of a pile of junk. So now I can...
Oh, see, it's red.
Oh yeah, this one's red. It does go very fast. It is kind of hard to control.
Oh, are we getting new stabby things?
Silver Fang for the cat. So the cat, I think it's supposed to be a claw, but it could also be a dental implant.
Let's go with dental implant. Silver teeth seems cool.
So you can
It costs enough money, so it might be silver.
fight vampires, right? A magic lamp?
Magic lamp.
Is there a genie?
No, it just means I no longer have to use flashes, which is very convenient.
That kind of lamp.
Yeah, that kind of lamp.
Normal kind. Oh, yes.
Alright, everyone is healed up. Next, we're gonna go to get a laser sled. I think it's supposed to be shield, but I like to think of it as laser sled for Noah. Keep him happy. So going down here, and we're gonna go fight the next mini boss.
We have a couple of donations here. Rujasu55 donated $20 and says, donating to keep the team with Alice on it out in front. Let's go to 6K. Yes, please. And actually, it looks like with our latest donation from one of our own, Margaret Ann, for $20, donating to the Poor Jets because I like music, that actually puts us at $6,005.43. Thank you so much, everyone.
I got very lucky in that boss, because normally in the first round of that fight, Mayu throws up a magic wall, which stops Dr. Mad from hurting anybody in the party. But the very first thing Dr. Mad did was attack Mayu, which means that did not happen. So I got pretty lucky to be able to get through that fight unscathed there. Alright, so the next part of the game, I'm done with Palma for a while. I get to go to Motavia and run a couple errands on this planet. I'd be here for about 10 minutes. And then we'll move on to the final planet, Dazorus.
Cal, I'd like you to imagine for a moment, like if there was a donation incentive that would make the monsters more difficult, how would that make you feel?
Well, at least half of the monsters in this game I'm just going to be running from. And it doesn't have so much to do with their difficulty as it does with they're not worth much money or experience points. So even if the monsters packed a bigger punch, I would just run from them even faster.
Perfect. Well, coming up tomorrow, we have the Final Fantasy IV Fabul Gauntlet, and you donators can choose to make the monsters more difficult. I don't know if that means we can run away from them because it is Final Fantasy IV, but we're currently at $95 out of 500, and I am on the side of chaos. It comes with being a fairy, so we should definitely try and get that met because harder monsters means more marathon time, right?
So is this a special Final Fantasy IV setup, where it's just the Fabul Gauntlet?
You know, I am going to look in one of my chats and look for the answer for that, and I will come back to you.
That's a fun part of the game.
Hi, hello, this is Natara, who's going to pop in because I have the answer to that, and I'm restreaming. Hello. The Football
Oh.
Gauntlet, from what I understand, it is a randomizer of Final Fantasy IV, but it kind of randomizes the enemy packs. I know Game Boy F9 is the creator of that particular randomizer. I'm gonna be commentating for it, a bunch of it tomorrow, but that's the main thing I know about it. I
So
don't know
it's-
if it's open world or whether it's like the base game but kind of randomized packs. But it is a Final Fantasy IV rando.
Okay, so like,
People get
I
to-
wonder,
Oh,
does it
okay.
mean we get like more difficult packs?
It will if that is, but apparently it's the randomizer for the Pixel remaster.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we like that for us. Being I'm a Final Fantasy IV person myself, so that's why I'm very excited. So I'm gonna see what this is all
I am
about. But
too.
yeah, let's make it real
People-
hard.
Can people get stuck with a party of Edwards?
Oh my god, I don't
I
know,
hope
but they
so.
should, because that's pain. That's pain right there.
That sounds spoony.
Oh, not spoony enough. I don't think you can equip a spoon to do lots of damage in that randomizer, unlike in Free Enterprise.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing though. We're talking about Final Fantasy IV. There is a character that is a bard named Edward, and one of the iconic lines in the translation is calling him a spoony bard.
Booey, huh?
Yep.
What
I
is
mean, spoony is a legitimate word.
It is, yeah, it just is fallen out of use.
what does it what does it mean? This wasn't on the doctor quiz. I don't know what spoony means.
Yeah. Right?
Spoony. Informal, older use, foolishly or sentimentally amorous.
Oh, okay. So
Amorous.
Like a
Yeah,
Roman.
which does actually describe Edward to a T.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So why were you fighting an old man?
So I had to beat up an old man in a cave.
Did he have cake?
It's kind of practice, given that one of the final bosses is an old man in a cave.
It's a JRPG staple where just sometimes you beat up old people and take their stuff.
Yep.
We took their cake.
Yeah. This cake.
So he was
I'd like cake.
Noah's master, and he said, "Come, Noah, let's duel." So we dueled. Noah won. He gave Noah a fancy cloak.
Oh, okay. So there was consent.
Yes, he started it basically.
But, well,
He started it, but Noah finished it.
okay.
As long as it's consensual.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a road dragon.
Road
Yeah,
dragon.
this
I love
dragon's
it.
got the sword I'm gonna get for Alice.
What happens if you click chat?
Oh no. Well, I think we can still do this.
Who died?
Alice died.
Okay, your main character died. I'm guessing that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I think we can still do this.
Wait, did we just get a lightsaber?
Yes, we did.
Does that go on Alice?
Yes, it does. Alice gets a new sword, and this is the sword she's going to be using for the rest of the game.
Okay, so Odin's got a laser gun, but Alice has a lightsaber.
Oh, we resurrected Alice.
Yes, we did.
By the Space Pope.
The Space Pope.
Gotcha.
All right, and then there's one more dragon in this dungeon that I got to fight.
Is it another road dragon?
It's a blue blur dragon, maybe?
Blue dragon.
So, like most games of this era, RPGs of this era, there's a lot of fetch quests, a lot of like, you have to go find this random item, so later on you can exchange it for this random item, which for some reason enables you to kill the final boss. So in this dungeon, I gotta hunt a dragon to get an amber eye, which I will exchange for a special holy torch, which I will use to get some special nuts from a tree, which I will feed to my cat, which is integral to defeating Lassic.
Wasn't there also something about a pot?
Yes, the pot goes in. The special nuts I get from the tree go into the pot.
So you're running through this dungeon carrying a pot.
Yeah, I've had the pot since I got it from the mini boss from Dr. Mad.
Dr. what?
Dr. Mad.
Mad?
Yes.
Okay, seriously, you needed to tell me about the representation of mental health in this game. So that we had nightmares, we have pejorative language, and I would like to see what his doctorate is in, please. Like, the engineer I get, but Dr. Mad? Mm-hmm. I look at Boulevard Dragon. Yes.
Boulevard Dragon, yeah. So, getting some bad luck here with Mayu. It's the second battle that Mayu just died in, which is gonna mean I'm gonna have to do a couple things a little out of order later on, because Mayu has another spell that's important in a couple dungeons that he doesn't have yet. That's messing with the routing just a tiny bit, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit more extra grinding over here.
So what you're saying is we're on world record time.
Of course.
Okay, cool. Good.
Yeah. I mean, in this, if I were going for world record, I'd be saving a lot less. And honestly, I would have restarted this run already. And I'm going to be doing a little extra grinding because the final two bosses are not, in a normal world record pace, the final two bosses are extremely hard, and you have a pretty small chance of defeating both of them, let alone defeating both of them on the first try. So we're going to be doing a little extra leveling up in this run to try to make it a little bit more marathon safe. So hopefully by the end of this, I will be defeating the final boss.
Sandworm.
Sandworms are worth a lot of money.
Where does it keep its money?
I would imagine you probably... I mean, they go into this more in Phantasy Star 4.
Wait, there's actual lore?
There's a ton of lore in this. All four of the Phantasy Star...
Sandworms keep their money?
Yes. So, in Phantasy Star 4, sandworm hides are very prized. They go for a lot of money. And there's armor and clothing and all of this stuff that's made out of sandworm hides. So presumably the sandworms here are worth a lot of money because Alice takes their dead corpses back to town and lops them down on the desk and sells them.
We just skip that part and just get the money.
Yeah. The game thankfully doesn't show that to you.
Why is there a shellfish in a desert?
That's a good question. That is something the game actually doesn't tell about.
It's actually a shellfish.
Yeah.
But there's no shelves either, so...
The shellfish is keeping its secrets. It's being very...
It's a selfish shellfish. Oh my gosh.
I'm just healing Odin a little bit so he doesn't die along the trek in the desert back to town. And then we're gonna be going to Desorius.
Which is the third planet?
Yes, the third planet, the ice planet. We're going there next.
Oh, we're going to Hoth.
Hoth.
Gotcha.
Alright, so I'm gonna go back to town.
Wait, why are there only 3 on screen?
Odin just died.
Oh.
Despite my best efforts.
Space Pope needs to fix him.
Yep.
Well, that's nice of the Space Pope. Does he charge for it?
Yes, he does.
Oh. Well, then that's not so charitable, I guess.
It's like a donation. A mandatory donation.
Yeah. A mandatory resurrection tithe. Does your robot have a name?
Has to be.
Has
Which sounds like a robot butler, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It sounds like somebody played Boggle and just took the letters. And...
Yeah, that's probably how they did half the translation for this game.
Evil Head. We haven't seen that one before.
No, that is one of the native Desorians. I don't really want to dwell on it too much, but he's worth too much money to not fight.
Wait a minute. I thought I knew you.
Like I said, I don't really want to dwell on this part of the game, because it doesn't make Alice look too good.
She's murdering natives for money?
Like I said, we're not going to dwell on this. But they attack you, and, they're worth a lot of money.
Can't we talk to them like the other natives?
You would have to buy a special item that lets you communicate with them telepathically. My normal talk button wouldn't work with them.
And that's just too cumbersome for you.
I gotta go fast.
Okay, well, there's commentary to be had there too, I guess. But it's very pretty blue.
It is a pretty ice world. Alright, so now we just got a series of dungeons I'm going to be going through before I get to the next town. So, These are just underground tunnels on Azores to go collect a bunch of key items that I need to defeat Lassic. In the normal course, like if you play this game casually, or like I did back in the 90s, if you don't have a walkthrough, you're going to spend a lot of time talking to NPCs and then trying to piece together the tiny hints that they give you about where you're supposed to go and what key items you need. And this game is kind of cruel about that kind of thing, because you could theoretically get all the way to Lassic, and then if you forgot one key item, he'll just one-shot you, and you have no idea why. So getting all your ducks in a row to be able to have all of your items can be difficult.
And this is why I am not a fan of RPGs. I want very clear instructions when I go through something.
Yeah, this isn't.
I would rage quit.
It's not Skyrim. It doesn't put waypoints over the key items you gotta collect. The game doesn't give you a list.
Oh, I couldn't. Nope.
There's a mod to remove that in Skyrim too.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I ask this question to myself every day I play Skyrim recently because I'm using it. I just wander around aimlessly. It's fun.
You know, we're just different people. And that's okay. That's good. The world needs all kinds of people. A battalion?
Yeah, I don't fight the zombies. They would take way too much time to attack you.
I am so lost. There's just... Oh, it's red. Why is it red?
Because it's the Virtual Boy Tower.
The Virtual Boy Tower. Did you ever have a Virtual Boy?
I did not. No, I was as you might tell from me playing this game, we were a Sega household through and through.
I didn't either. I was also a Sega, starting with the Master System and then progressing on from there. Though I never played this game, I would not have survived.
Yeah, we had a Genesis, and then Dreamcast. Skipped the PlayStation and jumped on the Dreamcast instead. Just still a good investment. It was still
Dreamcast is definitely a good investment.
I remember the Saturn.
Well, that was a good investment for about 30 days.
I just remember playing Lion King on the Sega Genesis and not being able to get past the ape that throws coconuts at you after spending like a year trying to get through the wildebeest herd. And it's amazing that I ever came back to games after that experience.
The Lion King was hard.
I'm so glad that people say that now because I just thought I was a failure. I couldn't beat a children's game.
No, they were specifically designing those games so you couldn't beat them in a weekend. Like you'd rent them from Blockbuster and they didn't want you to beat it on your rental period.
Capitalism all along.
I know.
But I didn't rent it, I owned it. And it made me cry. That's okay. Then we got a PlayStation 2 and I got Spyro and that was good. That saved me.
Although I do remember that when my family bought Phantasy Star 4, we ended up beating it in like 3 days. My family and I, we all played it together and we beat it over a long weekend.
That's fun.
Lady Starbird said that the tower's actually named Corona Tower.
There you go. Yes.
That's a funny way to spell Virtual Boy.
Oh no, are you gonna kill him too?
No, I'm trading with him.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
I gave him the Amber Eye and he gave me the Eclipse Torch.
I mean, we just go around killing everybody. You know.
Just
the Boulevard slime.
Yes, there's always multiple ways of facing your problems in this game.
What about him? Oh, is it because his name wasn't Evil Head?
No, although he did lie to me. He said go left, but you gotta go right.
Why did... Oh, well, I mean, I guess I would... If you were murdering my compatriots, I'd probably lie to you too.
Yeah, because if you go left, you get trapped in a hole and there's no escape. Which, good for him.
Is that like a soft lock?
You'd have to use the flute to be able to get out, or if Noah has the exit spell, you'll have to use that. If you don't have any of those options, then you hope you didn't save it down there.
Oh, God. So why is the floor and the ceiling black?
It's dark in here.
But the other...
Maybe it's black ice.
Oh, okay, so there's not like a reason that this
Nope.
is visually different than the others.
Could be magic.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
I'm just collecting armor and stuff like that. So I got the Eclipse Torch. In this one, I'm gonna get a shield for Odin, the strongest shield in the game, because Odin's my #1 damage dealer for the final bosses, or he's the one who's most important to keep alive the whole time. So I need to make sure he is well outfitted.
Oh, just wanna,
Is he
wanna
still using the laser?
Yes.
Just want to educate you. According to Lady Starbird, there's actually a secret exit in the pit, so you don't soft lock. But
Oh.
don't quote me on that one. Okay, well, there you have it.
I remember there's another pit later on. You get thrown in jail if you do the wrong choice, and that's a similar situation where you got to find a secret exit out of the jail to get out. Hopefully, I won't be hitting the wrong up button at that point and won't get thrown in jail.
Okay, yeah, you got quoted. Sorry. All right, so there are 3 sphinxes.
Yes. Several sphinx.
What's a herd of sphinx?
I've heard of sphinx.
Boo.
All right, so I got one more dungeon to do here, and then I'm gonna go to a town of Dizorians.
Are you gonna kill them?
See, that guy asked you, "What the heck are you doing here? Do you intend some mischief?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's a good question, because this is actually a morgue full of zombies."
I have questions. If they're zombies, is it actually a morgue?
It was.
Yeah, formerly.
Does he not know there are zombies in here if he's asking if we're going to go do mischief?
What did you do?
You have to come back later.
Oh no.
Not enough magic.
Yep,
What happened?
we'll come back here.
What derailed you from your path?
Not enough magic points for Mayu. I used too much because I had to do the dungeons a little out of order because he wasn't a high enough level at that point. But we will come back here.
Damn it. Okay. It's a green spiky dude.
Yeah, it's one of the enemies that's not worth very much money, so it's not really worth fighting.
I love that the vampire is just a bat, but standing upright.
Yep.
Like, it looks like they should be upside down, but they're not. And you were telling me that in the original, there was not this map thing on the right side.
Yes, that is correct.
How
So if you wanted maps,
want
you
to play
gotta
this game?
get out graph paper and do it yourself.
Oh my gosh. Makes my brain hurt.
All right, not fighting this guy. At this point in the game, I need to get 12,000 Meseta to be
Okay.
able to afford an ice digger.
So you're like 1900 coin away. Right?
Yep.
Okay. I know math isn't allowed on here, and I fully embrace that. So,
And these guys are worth about 500 apiece.
Just a reminder to everybody who's new and coming in here for the first time. You are watching Speedrun Ragnarok 2022. And yes, everyone, we're not time traveling. This is, in fact, a Speedrun Ragnarok 2022. We will be having another Speedrun Ragnarok coming this fall. And we are so happy to be benefiting Take This again this year. For those of you who don't know, Take This is a mental health nonprofit, and their main goal and mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and to reduce the overall stigma around mental health. So thank you everybody for all of your donations so far. We are so happy to be benefiting Take This again.
and as a staff member at Take This, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it.
One of the most exciting things is to hear how happy all of you at Take This are, to hear how much money we raise every year. So it's definitely exciting when we get to raise this much money for you all.
Kind of like Christmas. You know it's coming, and you're like setting up the tree, and you're like kind of peeking in every now and then, and yeah, it's
Take this Speedrun Ragnarok tree.
yes. Okay, we need to get a topper that looks like that somehow.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
A Psychomancer Valkyrie tree.
Yes.
or like menorah holder, because it takes place every February.
Yeah.
Like, we're inclusive.
I love it. I love all of this.
Let's make it happen. The ornaments are characters from the games. Aw, see? We're building this whole universe, and I love it. Okay, so we bought the ice digger from the Trade Federation guy.
Yes.
Okay.
It's funny, in Phantasy Star 4, you actually get a native Motavian and a native Dazorian in your party. They join up into your party, and the native Dazorian's a guy named Raja, who's an old man who just tells dad jokes.
I already love this person. Why isn't this person on the list of people we can have in our party?
Are you gonna answer that, or?
Excuse me.
Yeah, in Phantasy Star 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Lady Starboard. Excuse me. Why don't we have Raja? I disagree with this choose the party thing we've got going on. I should have had Raja.
Oh. Solid answer.
What's the answer?
Raja didn't identify as a woman.
Yep. He is very much an old man.
Rune is a better wizard than Raja.
Oh,
Does Rune tell dad jokes?
Well, just remember that dad jokes have nothing to do with gender and everything to do with, like, your spirit. Because I can tell you that Cal here was telling dad jokes long before he was a dad. It's a lifestyle choice. Thank you for not jumping into a dad joke.
No,
No,
please jump into a dad joke.
I got another guy to hunt down in here.
Nah, okay, fine.
Literally, one of the books that we read to our 6-year-old is called My Dad Thinks He's Funny. And it is scarily accurate. Are you actually fighting this, or are we running? Oh, it's punching us.
Yep. This guy's got a key item. He's got a prism, a magic arrow prism that you gotta lift up to the sky to reveal Lassig's hidden castle. So, normal RPG stuff.
This guy reminds me of like a character from Planet of the Apes.
Ooh, $5 for a dad joke. Will you help raise money, dear, by telling a dad joke for $5? I'll let you.
Well, I could raise a lot of money. It's usually pretty light.
Oh God.
That is the bad joke.
Do you want to hear more jokes like this? Please donate $5 to hear another joke from Cal.
$10 to ban dad jokes.
$5 for a dad joke. $10 for me to stop telling dad jokes.
Let me get my wallet. Hold on.
Yeah, you said $1.
I will pay my own salary. Please make it stop. We do have in the Take This Discord, one of the questions that came up earlier today was, what's my favorite channel? No one asked what my least favorite channel was, and it is the Puns channel. And the fact that I have to moderate that channel, and by moderate I mean checking on it every now and then, it makes me cry salty tears. Hold on, hey, I have a dad joke. 2 eggs are in a fry pan. The first one tells the second, kinda hot in here, am I right? And the second answer is, ha, a talking egg. Just in case you couldn't hear, the 6-year-old behind me just says, huh, I don't get it.
Oh, that's cute.
Alright, so we are approaching the end game.
Oh, okay, already?
So I'm using...
Christmas tree!
Yeah.
This is the Valkyrie Take This Festivus tree.
So I just got the magic nuts from the tree.
Every tree has magic nuts.
And this is an instance where if I were going for world record, I wouldn't stop and do grinding here, but I'm just gonna fight a couple of, let's see, wit dragons this time.
We've got Kupo nuts.
An outwit dragon.
Yes.
And they can easily outwit.
So, witty dragon.
A woo-woo dragon.
All I could think of was Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Bye, 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 bye.
I'm glad you told me about this puns channel. I'm seeing some great stuff in here.
It's awful. It's so. I mean, I'm glad. Kind of like we talked about earlier. I'm glad that there are things that I don't enjoy that other people do, and I fully embrace everyone liking what they like, even if it is painful, which it often is.
Oh, some of these are so good.
I don't know if Liz is still in the chat, but I will let my mods know, and I know Delaney, who posts in there most of the time, has a lot of work to cultivate that channel to be a rich resource.
I'm actually looking exactly at one from Delaney. Anything that is not related to elephants is irrelevant.
Oh, you got that one? Yeah, you got that one. Okay. See, that sounds too fun. Okay, sorry. We are speedrunning this game, this Phantasy Star game, and we are slaying dragons.
Yes, just for a few minutes, just gaining a few levels.
Okay.
until
If
we
the
get-
previous one was a road dragon, what's this one?
Well, we had the Boulevard Dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be transportation.
Well, this is WT, so
Well, water dragon?
A weight dragon.
wait, dragon.
Yeah, a Wait Dragon. You know, because you're waiting.
Wait your
Oh, no.
turn.
What do you
Water.
call a parade of rabbits going in reverse? I don't know. A receding hairline.
So good. Oh my god.
This is for charity. This is for charity. This is for charity.
Embrace the puns. It's better that way.
All right, so now in end game, going to go commit regicide.
Oh, okay. But I thought his name was Lassic.
Yes.
If you don't like puns, please donate $100 now, and I will start deleting all of the puns out of the channel.
Oh, I know, Liz. Liz, me too. Only just not this channel. It's, you know, this is my
Don't
life.
worry. Don't worry. I'll unban them. I'm the pun protector.
For charity, I will delete the puns, though. I won't ban you. Just delete the puns.
For charity, I'll put some more in.
I don't mind if there becomes a bidding war. You know, I can.
For charity, Natara and I will fight each other over
No,
deleting or
you
not
could
deleting
just
puns.
you could have just stopped there. For charity, we'll just fight each other.
For charity, Natara and I will fight each other.
I was envisioning like from Sleeping Beauty. You know, the dress is pink. No blue. No pink.
Oh my god. Puns.
Didn't
No
David go through that phase
puns.
2 years ago.
Pink and blue.
Yeah.
Oh no. Blue and black versus. I don't know. I couldn't see the other one, so I don't remember what it was.
Wasn't it like gold? Wasn't it
Gold and
gold and black? Yeah, gold and white, or yeah,
I'm glad that was a thing that's over,
yeah.
and we've moved on to better quality memes.
It was white and gold. Yeah, white and gold and blue and black. I think I saw blue and black, but anyways,
Yeah, I definitely saw blue and black.
yeah.
Why do they call it a pantry if it doesn't hold pans? I mean, it could. There's no law that it can't.
I mean,
fair.
why is it called a pantry
I
if
love-
it isn't a pan tree? It is not a tree of pans, therefore not a pan tree.
Could be. As a treat.
It's a pan.
RoboCop? Wait, why are we killing RoboCop? He's a good guy.
Not anymore.
Is he a
Aw.
treasure you needed? Or was that for fun?
That was for fun.
Was that for your brother?
Yeah.
I know one.
Did your brother have a name?
Nero.
His name is Nero?
Yep.
Don't make a 14 reference. Don't make a 14 reference. Don't make a 14 reference. Hi, this is
Alice and
Natara
Nero.
not making a 14 reference.
So you were telling me the other day that, because I was asking about why Alice's name is A-L-I-S, and you had a very interesting answer.
Yeah, in Japanese it's Alyssa. It's A-L-I-S-A, which actually comes up a couple other times in some of the other Phantasy Star games, like in Phantasy Star 3. The main spaceship in that game is named the Alyssa 3. But in this game, there's only 4 characters. Well, 4 letter. Say it another way. You only can have 4 letters per character name. So.
Did they
Short.
have the license for Doctor Doom?
What it looks like.
Because that was Doctor Doom. You cannot convince me otherwise.
You have burgers in your infinite pouch.
Burgers!
Burgers. I
I'm
too would
hungry.
like a burger.
What?
Let's go get burgers.
Let's go get
Is
burgers.
that old man burgers?
No.
No?
We're gonna steal his burgers.
Did you have to go back to...
Burger thief.
Right, it's gonna be a
We're a hamburglar.
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right. All right. Okay, I will not ask you questions. Let you focus.
While he focuses, oh my goodness, I just wanted to let you know a little bit more about Take This. So Take This travels around to different conventions such as PAX, MagFest, and TwitchCon to reach out to the gaming community about mental health issues via informative panels. And while at many of these conventions, they also provide AFK rooms, which are a safe space for everyone to kind of relax and regain their calm in a professionally staffed and kind of just quiet, safe environment. So a lot of the money that you are donating goes to help fund these activities from Take This.
And if anybody has questions, obviously I'm happy to answer anything about Take This. And one of the reasons we're so always so grateful is that these AFK rooms that are mentioned, a lot of people think that the conventions give us space for free. They don't. So we're actually having to pay in order to not just, bring staff there and bring in our volunteers and to do all that, but we actually have to pay for the space too. So we super, super appreciate what you all do for us. And yeah, we have 60% of an AFK room. So yeah, it's about $10,000 to put one of those together. I know we are going to have one at PAX East, which is next month. So you can always check us out there if you need a place to sit and relax, charge your phone, just have a little quiet. That's do some coloring. We highly encourage coloring.
Coloring is fun. Yeah, and I'm still waiting to hear an answer about how much it's going to take to get an AFK room in PAX Australia. I'm just saying.
So, I mean, I think what we did last year is probably like just, serious shop talk here. What we did is that we coordinated with individuals local in that area, so New Zealand and Australia, and we basically trained them up the same way we train our volunteers here in the States. So that way that they could offer an actual AFK room experience the same way you would get it at like a PAX East. It just didn't require us to physically travel.
That's really cool, though. And it's really awesome that there are people out there who are, willing to kind of go through that and take that initiative and help create those spaces for PAX Australia. That's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, we've it's something that always gets talked about of us wanting to be there. But another little known fact is that the Take This team we're actually pretty small. We only have, I think, 4 people who are actually on full time, more than 30 hours a week. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to stop. Very important. We are feeding the cat a nut. And now the cat has wings. And we are riding our flying cat to a castle in the sky.
I love this.
And look, we're fighting a good dragon.
Good. A goo-goo good dragon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Voodoo dragon. It's like voodoo. It's voodoo. Let's see, he likes it. Well, it's transportation though, so like we had a weight dragon last time, so like
Mhm.
Gondola.
gondola dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, WT would be water taxi then, if we're keeping with the.
Ah,
Oh,
water
water
taxi. I like it.
Okay. Are you still focusing?
No, this is an easy one.
Okay. This is the Trump Tower, yeah?
This is this is last 6 gold castle.
Okay.
Oh, Goldman.
But yeah, so for more for Take This, check out takethis.org. Grant? No, thank you.
There's also a Discord that you can join. You can join the Valkyrie Discord, but you can also join the Take This Discord. There are lots of wonderful channels in there, a lot of resources as well, but you can also post your beautiful puns in this channel, and specifically for Dr. Goose here.
No, if you want me to suffer,
After that.
yes, Grant. But yeah, our Discord is discord.gg/takethisorg, and most people just sit around and talk about food and games, so it's pretty chill like that. But we also like to provide resources, information, answer questions. We share research there as well. Most of us who are mods are involved in mental health education in some way. So either as actual educators, a lot of us are practicing clinicians as well. So we always want to be like very, very clear that it's not a place to go for like a crisis. We can't offer peer support or mental health interventions because that's a whole thing. But it's a group of really cool people who are sensitive to mental health topics and just want to make the world a better place for people who manage mental health challenges and the people who support them. No, I've just been told, note the layout of this dungeon. Remember it, you will possibly be quizzed on it. What does that mean?
The layout of this particular dungeon comes back in Phantasy Star 4.
Oh.
How many years were between Phantasy Star and Phantasy Star 4?
Math.
Okay, good call.
All right, this is where I'm playing
Oh.
classic.
Okay, we're fighting the bad guy. And then we defeat him and then we win all the things, yes?
Revenge for our brother!
Roughly 2,000 years.
True.
Oh, I love the deep understanding that this community has. It's like you found your people, sweetie.
We are your people.
What is prot? P-R-O-T.
Protect?
Oh, yeah, probably protect. This doesn't seem to be going well.
Odin comes in clutch.
Oh, look at you! Look at our himbo! Wait, himbo's dead.
Hey.
Did you do it?
Odin's clutch.
Okay.
Meow!
See? Only one left alive. He did it.
It's LASIK surgery, man.
I never
And Odin's dragging everyone back.
Odin is like, I was here once before, now I'm here again for all of my friends.
I may be named after a Norse god, but I will go to the Space Pope. Wait, why are you buying more burgers?
There's one more boss.
But didn't we
What?
defeat the governor or the mayor or
We
the...
defeated Lassic, the evil king, and then it said go back to the governor to tell him that you've killed the king. So now go back to the governor in Motavia to tell him the good deed we've done.
Was he the bad guy all along?
That he He sent his
The
16-year-old out to commit regicide, and here we are.
I mean, to be fair, we said yes.
We did.
We had
But didn't he kill our brother anyway? So of course we were gonna say yes.
Your vengeance is a dish best served now.
I love it.
What happens if other people eat the nuts?
They can't.
They can't?
Oh, I'd like to see Odin grow wings.
Odin should have wings. He's a Norse god.
I want to see Odin grow wings.
Yeah, I want to see Odin grow wings too.
Goes well fighting the real final boss here. Should be done with the run in about less than 5 minutes.
Okay, so just for those maybe you think you got your first playthrough, what was your reaction to like the governor was the final boss all along? Like how brain blowing was that?
Not very. Just
Oh.
walked in there, the governor's missing, and you get dropped down into this dungeon. Although finding the final boss is
He could be kidnapped. Someone kidnapped the governor.
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute, we just beat Lassic. Why is there still more to this game? That's a bit of a twist. It's like you beat Final Fantasy 1 and you defeat Chaos, and then whoops, there's another secret boss after that.
Spoilers. Some of us.
There is not a final boss after that, Chaos. I'm just pointing out why Phantasy Star is better than Final Fantasy.
You are lucky Dr. Coward is not here to talk to you about this.
Well, that's okay. You heard the bomb I dropped earlier.
What? About Final
What?
Fantasy Star?
No, while on the RPG Valkyrie stream, saying that I don't like RPGs. To be fair, I did say JRPGs, which are a very unique and specific.
Yeah, like you played
Taste.
Oblivion, you played Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm
I was trying to avoid this.
I was playing Dreamlight Valley.
This guy has the worst attack. Alright, so here there's actually a hidden door in this dungeon that leads to the final boss. If I didn't have the map feature, it's
How would
very
you
difficult
know?
to find it. You just wander around the dungeon forever.
That's awful. Well, no, if you were like me, you would wander around and quit and give up and never come back and be mad about it.
Yeah.
Never beat that game.
Like Sonic.
This is the barrel of doom. of
I was gonna
Phantasy.
say, yeah.
Alright. Wish me luck.
Good,
Good
luck.
luck.
Look at him. Mom, you gotta look at him.
I know. It's. Is there anything behind the name Dark Falls? Or Dark Fails? Oh, maybe it's Fails. Or is it Dark Fall Z? Like Dragon Ball Z, but Dark Falls.
I like it.
It's okay. He just gave me the visual signal when he points two fingers at his own eyes and then points them at the screen. So I think that meant.
That means I'm focusing. That's all.
Oh,
But I can't really answer your questions.
Okay.
Sometimes means I see you.
So Dr. Kohler would absolutely be down for anything Final Fantasy related.
Final
She,
Fantasy VI is Beyond Chaos is a Final Fantasy VI randomizer. So, yeah.
She loves all things Final Fantasy, and that is although we are very similar, mental health game doctor people, we're very different too. So
That's now.
yes, eventually you defeat one of these entities and attacks become half. I did notice that there is no health meter on this gentle Borg sir thing.
Yeah, that's the heart of it. That's what makes it so hard.
It also doesn't have legs.
No.
Clearly has a pelvis though.
Its pelvis is like I don't. It's like its waist is like 4 orbs around the heart. Do you see the heart in the middle there?
It also has wings where its pecs should be.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. How many do you have
Yeah.
left?
Come on. There we go. Go,
Oh,
Odin. Odin did it again.
You were like one hit away from dying, right?
Yes.
Odin
Probably.
coming in with the
All right.
clutch.
Alice, do you like to ascend your father's throne and become queen of Ogol? All right. This should have been a donation incentive. Should we say yes or no? Become queen.
No.
No?
Yes.
No, do whatever you're supposed to do. I don't know.
No, there's no right answer. What do you guys think I should do?
Ah, we should have made it a donation incentive.
Should I say yes or no?
Yes, yes, no,
Yes.
queen. Yep.
All right, become
We've
queen.
got. Yep. Okay.
You're the very queen of the entire system. I will assist you in all ways possible.
Oh wait.
The governor was actually just possessed by Dark Falls. He wasn't the bad guy. Dark Falls just took over his
Oh.
body.
As one does.
All right, that's time.
GG.
What did we time at?
Looks like it is 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
Built in a lot of extra stuff to make it more marathon safe, and I'm happy we did Lassic and Dark Falls on the first time. Because on my world record run, I did Lassic on the first time, but it actually took me 2 tries to do Dark Falls.
So you could have done better.
Yeah, like if I killed Dark
So-
Falls the first time, it would have been like a minute, seconds faster.
Oh.
Oh, so you still have time to save, meaning you can still optimize that run.
Anyone else there wants to join the Phantasy Star speedrunning community and give PS1 a chance, download it on your Nintendo Switch and get to work. And if you just play for a couple weeks, you probably can beat my world record.
I'm sure that Lady Starbird in the chat can also provide you with a Discord if there is one. But thank you so much, Cal, and thank you so much, Dr. Goose, here for being here and providing this wonderful commentary today. I thought I was going to be doing a whole bunch of work being the host today, but instead I was just here enjoying the conversation between you two.
Yeah, it's that rapport thing, you know, after over a decade together, you kind of finish each other's.
Sandwiches.
You let me down there.
That's a
Thank you, Grant.
Isn't that-
10 o'clock.
is-
Go to bed, kid.
isn't that like a song in a certain Disney show?
Yes, love is an open door from Frozen.
Also an Arrested Development reference.
Which would reference to Arrested Development.
Yes.
Yes. No, I mentioned on my interview that I'm a Disney trivia expert, and no one actually asked me any Disney trivia. So, say that for another day. Okay.
Another day. The next time we've got Dr. Kelly on here, you definitely need to ask about the trivia. But that is it, everybody, for Phantasy Star 4. Or no, Phantasy Star. Up next, we have Phantasy Star 4. I'm trying to end the run early. With Captain Canadia and Lady Starbird. So definitely stick around for that. I was Keishura, and I thank you so much for having me as your host.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye.